Alright, so in a few hours from now, today is the 11th, Thursday. It will be John Cena's final match against Gunther. When I first saw the tournament end and LA Knight lose, my immediate reaction was kind of guttural. I felt that LA Knight should have won, but after sitting on it for a few days and kind of letting it ruminate, and then I heard Gunther do his promo on Monday. It actually makes sense, and let me tell you why it makes sense that Gunther would be the one instead of LA Knight. Not that they couldn't have had a good match, because LA Knight can spar with the best of them. But as a nod to John Cena's career, always being in the underdog position, even though he is or always has been the guy when he faced guys like you know Batista, because I remember the first time I saw John Cena, it was first him versus Batista, WrestleMania 2027, I think. It was him versus Batista for WrestleMania, and how they built the promo around that fight. It was, um, you know, with John Cena losing the championship because of Vince McMahon's interference, and after the Elimination Chamber. But that's beside the point. What I'm saying is Gunther makes sense as John Cena's final hurdle or final person that he'll face, because there's a lot more that can be written around the story. A lot more eyes will want to see what will happen more than if it's just LA Knight, which, not that they couldn't have built out a good storyline around that, but Gunther having already been the one to end the career or retire Goldberg, this now could become his new gimmick. You had Randy Orton, the Legend Killer. This is the retirement giver, retirement general. But it makes sense, man, because it's a nod back to all of the fights and everything that John Cena has had to go through. With them with Gunther now positioning the fight as saying that he wants to make John Cena tap out, because he's gonna hold him and squeeze until he gives up. So I thought I was a bit bitter about it, but now after giving a few days and hearing how the narrative and the story building around it has kind of shifted, um, I don't know if I really like the way how it's kind of being built, that we're not really seeing both of them even on Friday night before the fight, right? Because John Cena won't be on SmackDown anymore. Maybe something special does happen. Maybe they do like a the Teletron, the Titantron. Maybe they'll do the Titantron, have them kind of do that kind of face to face. But it's gonna be interesting to see how this all plays out. Will John Cena tap out? We'll see. If not, if John Cena wins, it will be a good carry home moment, I guess, in that sense. But I would rather that if Gunther doesn't win, there is some kind of interference that causes there to be like a disqualification. I don't even know the stakes of the match, what type of match I'm gonna have. But I wouldn't mind if The Rock comes out and says, I've seen this in comments too, but The Rock would come out near the end of the match and say, I still have your soul, John Cena. You're not gonna retire until WrestleMania. Something like that, right? But we'll see how it all plays out. I'm done yapping for now, I guess. Yeah, that's the video. All right, we'll see how it goes. As I said, Gunther should win. If he doesn't, or if he doesn't get to tap out, which is gonna be a Herculean feat. Hopefully, somebody does interfere and The way they could do that, if so, it does interfere, they could build a storyline around Cena not being able to compete anymore, and you know how um, if they can do that part properly going forward, because the retirement tours been kind of hit and miss. Not that I really hated the way that they kind of did everything, but I kind of like that at near the end he was kind of finding himself as a heel. But yeah, that's it. I'm done yapping for real now. All right, that's it.